Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. So today we will be, discussing about Jupiter's transit for the sign of Gemini for the year 2023, and 3 more months or 4 more months until Jupiter is in the sign of Aries. So for Gemini, Jupiter is the seventh lord and the 10th lord. Usually, when we go through the Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra and its tenets, that is the rules and regulations, what is given under it, Kendradipatya dosha is taken over by Jupiter because it rules two Kendras, that is two quadrants, the seventh and the 10th. But mind it, seventh house and 10th house rule most important karakatvas of a person. One is seventh house is business travel. These are all important karakatvas. I'm leaving those marriage, relationship, and all those things for the second level. First, most important level is business travels, business, meeting strangers, talking partnerships. Then comes relationship, intimacy, marital discord. Everything comes in the seventh house. The 10th house is profession, karma, duties, rightful, duties in which you will be able to finish off your required obligations. So that is the 10th house. So the point here is when the seventh Lord Jupiter and the 10th Lord Jupiter is transiting in the 11th house from Gemini sign. So when we go through the concept of Veda, that is the house which obstructs, the eighth house is the negative house from Gemini. It's to be taken from Gemini for Jupiter's transit in the 11th from Gemini. So when we go to the chart, Jupiter is here now. I have taken this chart as a standard chart for all the 12 Rashis. You can see that moon is stuck here. It is not moving because if I would have done it for today, it would have come somewhere nearby. So it's stuck here because we have taken one standard chart and I will be discussing on that continuously. So Jupiter is here in Aries and the eighth from Gemini is Capricorn. So if any planet is placed here, then it will cause a negative effect. It's something like a wall or a hurdle or a difficulty for Jupiter. But luckily, not for the whole year because Sun will anyway come here in the month of Jan. So it will Makara Sankranti will happen. So it will come here. Venus and Mars also will come, but the major planets will never come here. That is Saturn, Ketu, Rahu. These fellows will not come here, and whatever interruptions would happen would be minor in. So for Gemini, Jupiter will be transiting the 11th house or the 11th sign, and for all those who are having ascendant placed in Gemini, moon in Gemini, this is going to be an extremely good period. Why? Particularly the transit of Jupiter in the second, the fifth, the seventh, the ninth, and the 11th are considered good. But particularly the 11th house is extremely good. Why? Because there is a very beautiful aspect, benefit of Jupiter here. Jupiter aspects the fifth. For those who are born in Gemini, it aspects the fifth and it aspects the seventh. The ninth aspect of Jupiter is the seventh for this. So the seventh aspect is the fifth, the ninth aspect is the seventh, and the fifth aspect falls in the third house, which is also good for progress of brother, sister, sibling relationship. Meeting them, going far distances to meet them, short travels, pilgrimages, all these things are good. So let us now go through the list, what we have done. The Veda point, that is the eighth house, it falls in Capricorn and is presently unoccupied by heavy planets. As and when Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Venus will transit the eighth house, that is the eighth sign, that period, malefic results or benefic results which are given by Jupiter. Malefic results only in the case when Jupiter can give you health issues, because it's the 11th house. So that is the sixth from the sixth. So it is the 11th house. So those results also. So you should understand whatever result Jupiter is giving you, whether it is giving you, giving you, a bucket full of gold, or a little bit of sorrow, both will get reduced when Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus transit in this particular sign. So, yeah, yeah, she has made a note of it. I had not, gone through that. So that is the Makara Sankranti note. Very good. So there is a good time for romance and marriage in this particular period of transit of Jupiter for Gemini. So people who are born in Gemini, this is a good time for you to get into all these types of wedlocks. It's good for you. And once the Rahu's influence, June onwards, Rahu will be out, and it'll have finished the confluence of Jupiter and Rahu. I've already spoken. I think you people have already gone through that video. So Jupiter is going this side, Rahu is still on the right hand side of Jupiter. So it will come cross over Jupiter and get into Pisces. So once that happens, this house will be free of any other planet but only Jupiter. There is a small influence of Saturn which is aspecting it, but let us hide it for a while and we will see that Jupiter is doing good for Gemini. Anyway, Saturn for Gemini is a partial Yoga Karaka. So let us go point wise. Students will also become more serious towards studies. It's a good aspect for them because mostly Gemini students are very carefree, careless, sometimes take things easy. Failure is because of their unnecessary distraction, and Jupiter in the 11th house is good for their achievement, success, clearing examinations, so and so forth. Beware having relationship within July 23rd. That is because of the Rahu's influence. You might fall for a wrong person. Very important point. You might unnecessarily get into an alliance. It's not that everybody will fall in love. They will search themselves. It's also that when you are searching for a suitable match for yourself in an arranged marriage situation, you might tell yes, because you got confused, or you were misguided by a particular reference. So be sure, have a second reference. What is wrong in having a second reference? So have that. And if for remedial measures of Jupiter, please go through class number 299. So that will give you some clarity on how to mitigate the ill effects of Jupiter. But anyway, for this Gemini, Jupiter's transit in the 11th house is a fantastic thing. I don't think you'll not have time for remedial measures, because you will be busy. Too many events, good events. So people in partnership business will gain and can also go into expansion. Short travels, both far from for the work purpose or for a holiday. So far travels also can happen. See, short travels doesn't mean that it is a small distance. It can be that you suddenly take a flight from India to Dubai, or you can go to a faraway land just for a business purpose, or for even for trips, tourism. Will have good time and support with siblings. So this is because it is aspecting the third house. So people who had difficult time with children will have a better period in understanding, you know, their children, and a lot of love and affection from children. So it's a good period to share with your family, you know. So investments made earlier will start giving profits this year. The 11th house, people think that it is immovable property, and people keep asking me a lot of questions on this. See, my 11th house is very strong. Will I buy a house? Please do not unnecessarily associate the 11th house with immovable property or cash which you earn. It's not your salary slip. So the 11th house is the gain from investments. So that is, for example, if you have built a house, you have taken a loan, sixth house, you have built a house, fourth house, you are not living in it, you are living in already another house, that also can be seen from the third house, the ninth house. So when that house what you have built or you have bought, you have given it for rent, or you have got a parental property and you given it for rent and you get money from that, it's called as a gain from investment. You have not done much there, but it is like you are not doing anything today, you have done it earlier. No, hard work has already been done by you or by your predecessors or your forefathers, your parent or your grandfather, some parental property. The money which comes from that, trickles from that, is known as profit through investment. Even stock market investments, the people will start making money this year. Overall, a good period, except for as a minor disturbance from father's side because of Saturn in the ninth house and its transiting. And why this disturbance has been highlighted is because both Jupiter and Saturn will sometime this year become retrograde. So when they become retrograde, there will be a slight disturbance. Don't think that when Jupiter is transiting the 11th house, oh, the whole year is going to be a cakewalk. No, you might also slip. So be a little careful when both are retrograde. We will be doing some videos when they become retrograde, the span of that retrograde period and how it's going to be for, generally. I'll not do it for every sign. I don't know. If time provides, we'll do it. But retrogression of Jupiter and retrogression of Saturn for the year 2023 is a subject which is of importance because this year Saturn is getting retrograde in the 11th sign from the Kala Purusha, and Jupiter, which is the Karaka for financial, well-being of this, world, state affairs of this world, whole world itself, is becoming retrograde in the Kala Purusha Lagna itself. So it is a time which has to be understood to understand the financial matters of the world. So thank you very much for today's class. I hope this has covered a lot of subject. Thank you.